Hi, I'm Nila and welcome to my no buy year. The reason for this video is that I want to introduce you to a challenge I've set myself. Starting in May 2022, to go a whole year without buying any new clothes, shoes, accessories, makeup, skincare, hair care and homewares. I'm doing this challenge for three main reasons. The first is financial. At the moment, I get paid monthly and I tend to end up spending all of my money in the first few days and then survive the rest of the month on my overdraft and credit cards. Then, when I get paid, all of my money that I get paid goes into paying my overdraft and credit cards, and the cycle continues. I have tried different budgeting methods over the years to help me reduce my debts. For example, I have tried Revolut, which tells you how much you've spent every month and whether you're spending less or more. And it also lets you categorize your expenditure to see how much you spend on certain things. However, what I found with Revolut is that when it would say that I had spent less than the previous month, I would then somehow psychologically be influenced by that and feel that I was more able to spend the following month, and then it would just get me back to a stage where I had overspent the following month and then I would be back to square one. I've also tried dividing up my salary into different accounts and assigning each account to a particular category of purchases like food, travel, clothes and accessories and so forth. But this didn't seem to work for me either, because for some reason when I would see that pot of money sitting there, I would almost feel this feeling of unease and this sort of craving to spend it, and then until I'd spent it I would just not be at ease, and then finally when I did spend it I would feel relieved. And then what used to happen was that then I'd get because I would go through that process in the first few days of the month, I would then get other things that I need to buy throughout the month, and those things would then inevitably end up going on my credit card or my overdraft, and basically, the cycle continued and I ended up back into square one. The second reason I'm doing this challenge is to give myself back some free time. At the moment, I spend most of my free time, if say I just, I think there's nothing for me to do, I just browse online for things to buy. And I'm also one of those people where if I'm not sure about something, then I will probably buy it. Or I might sometimes buy a few things with the thought that if I don't like it, then I will send the things I don't like back. But what that means is that I end up spending a significant amount of time every week repackaging things and then taking them to the post office. And I would say it's not unusual for me to spend up to 8 hours a week basically just going through that process of repackaging and sending back. And I'm also someone that can't resist a good deal, and whenever I get these newsletters or these promotional emails and texts telling me that a certain brand I really like that I know is affordable and that kind of thing is having a sale or a special offer, I can't help but check it out. And of course there are so many beautiful things out there to buy that then I end up just buying stuff, and then that actually brings me on to the third reason. The third reason is space. So I live in a flat in London, and London flats are not big at all. And since getting my dog about 8 months ago, I've really realised how much I need to make space so that it feels less cluttered, especially for his stuff. I wouldn't say that I'm a minimalist, but the more things that I keep buying and bringing into my home, the more stressful it is becoming for me to decide what to wear, decide what to use, decide where to put it even. And so I guess the idea that a no-buy year could help me just get more space in my flat so that I could then make space for other things as my lifestyle changes would be really great. And I guess the sort of reason that weaves in throughout all of this is the prospect of having less stress, whether that's stress to do with not having enough money to spend on things that I want or need, not having enough time to do more productive things, and of course not having enough space so that I feel less claustrophobic where I'm living. I guess that idea of having less stress overall also really appeals to me for why I think a no-buy year would be really great for me. So now you know my reasons for doing a no-buy year, let me tell you my rules. So as I said at the beginning, I can't buy any clothes, shoes, accessories, makeup, skincare, hair care or homewares. And I'm going to do it for a full year. So I'm starting in May 2022. So I'm going to carry on until May 2023. And the other rules are that I can't have my other half buy me anything unless it's for birthdays or Christmas or a special occasion. But if something breaks or if I use something up, then I am allowed to buy a replacement. However, for certain categories of things where I have too much of the same thing, like body lotions, hand creams, hair oils, foundations, I've set a rule for myself that I need to use up everything in that category before I can buy a new one of those. And that's just because otherwise I might be tempted that as soon as I use up one, I think, oh, I can buy another new thing, and then I'm not actually making the space, which is one of the things that I wanted to do as part of my no-buy year. Exceptions to my no-buy year are food, travel, experiences such as tickets to the cinema or the theatre, eating or drinking out, gifts for other people, audiobooks, payment for services such as if I need to get my hair cut, for example, then I can pay for that, and anything that I need to buy for my dog. I thought quite a bit about whether to include buying things for my dog in my no-buy year, but in the end I decided not to include it because I've not had him for very long. I've had him for 8 months. He's a rescue dog and I've never had a dog before. So there are lots of things that I'm still working him out. I'm still getting to know what's best for him. As an example, I recently had to buy some molds and some baking trays so that I could make him homemade treats going forward. And the reason for that is I tried quite a few store-bought treats and other alternatives like using his kibble, and I just found it didn't work for me. And so for things like that where I'm still working him out and I'm still finding the right combination of things that work for us, I think it's best that I don't include buying things for him in my no-buy year. So I am allowed to buy things for my dog. The only other exception will be anything to do with our wedding. So I'm getting married this year, and I would like a white dress and some wedding shoes and things like that, so I am allowed to buy those things. If I get a voucher for something, then my other half said that he will give me the money for it so that I don't have to get back into the stress of buying things, returning things, just in order to spend the voucher. And finally, I am allowed to pay for repairs to my home, to the car, or health costs and other expenses to do with health and safety. So you might be wondering why I'm making a YouTube video about this. Well, it's actually for two reasons. The first is wanting to give back. It was actually a YouTube video that I watched that inspired me to do my no-buy year. And I guess since that inspiration, I've watched lots of videos by different people to really research what it would be like to do a no-buy year, and also, I guess, to really prepare myself for the experience. And so I guess just by, being one more person on YouTube that's documenting their no-buy year, I'd like to give back in case it helps anyone else or inspires anyone else. And I'm especially aware of the increase in the cost of living that we are currently going through in the UK. And I think that any ideas, any inspiration that we can share that might help others to break bad financial habits is probably welcome. The second reason, which is for me, is that I would like an avenue through which I can practice public speaking. I have some insecurities and some nervousness around public speaking, whether it's in meetings or whether it's just socially. I find it very difficult sometimes to articulate my thoughts. And so I thought, if I practiced in this low pressure environment to articulate my thoughts, then hopefully I can get in to the rhythm of doing so that when I have to do it in real life, like in meetings or, in front of people, it won't be so difficult for me to do so. And that's it. That's the intro to my no-buy year video. If you would like to follow my journey, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, I would really appreciate it if this video has inspired you in any way to maybe do your own no-buy year, to scrutinise your spending habits, or maybe even to start your own YouTube channel for a reason like mine. I'd really appreciate it if you left a comment to let me know, because that would really mean a lot to me to know that I've inspired someone else. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye.